Hello again. Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about having a list of languages. Well, a lot of people have a list of languages, and there are other people who just they just don't want to have a list of languages. Yes, yesterday I talked to a Swedish guy, and this he told me that he doesn't have a list of languages because if he had a list of languages, he would be like feeling like, oh, I have to stick to this language, to those kind of languages. And yes, I kind of understand this point, but me personally, I would say that I need a list of languages. That's why I'm always talking about this and having languages, adding languages on my list and taking languages out my list, because having a list of languages helps me to recognize how far can I go in a certain language. So, since I have a long list of languages, I'm probably not gonna learn all of them. So that's why I have some languages after 40. So by the time I reach 40, if God wants it to be that way, let's see. Well, I reached 40, so how good did I go through, uh, besides Finnish and Swedish, how long did I go through with uh, Mandarin Chinese? I'm a very beginner. At Arabic, I was back on my Arabic studies, but now I decided to study Arabic on rotation. With Hindi, now I'm studying Hindi, only made a few lessons in the past. With Turkish, now I restarted studying Turkish. With Romanian, I mean languages that I really want to learn, from between upper intermediate and low advanced. And there are other languages that I would like to know it on an advanced level, more than just low advanced, like French, Italian, like Dutch. So that's why I have a list of languages, because having a list of languages, I set goals for every language that I want to study. So I have a lot of languages that my goal is low intermediate. So I will use like what one course. There are languages that I intend to use 2 or 3 courses to study them, and my goal is only low intermediate. But I'm talking about hard languages. I'm talking about languages like Burmese, like Cambodian. So those languages, my goal, or like Armenian, like Georgian, those languages are hard languages to learn, hard languages to master, and they have a different script, but I will focus on the script for much later. But the thing is, if I use one course and I study that course religiously, and then I use another course and I will focus on vocabulary and expressions, for instance, then I will use another course and I will do the same. So that's why I intend to use several courses for several languages. So, despite the fact that my goal is only low intermediate for those languages, um, I know that my goal is low intermediate, so I know what to use. I know how I want, where I want to go. I know that with the lexicon between 1,000 and 1,500 words, it will be okay. So that's why I have a list of languages. Then I have languages that I would like to reach an intermediate level. So okay, languages. So I set goals on those languages too. Let's see if I recall some languages that I would like to reach an intermediate level. Well, Polish, Czech, I would like to reach an upper intermediate level, but okay, from intermediate to upper intermediate level, or Greek, for instance. But I'm a very beginner in Polish, and now I got it kind of on hold too. But yes, those languages between intermediate and upper intermediate level. And then languages like French, like Italian, I would like to reach an advanced level. Not talking about near native level, but an advanced level. So that's why I've listed a lot of courses and a lot of stuff, and downloaded a lot of stuff and bought some stuff too. And yes, because having a list of languages helps me to do that, to see how far can I go, because in every language I list a goal. I set up a goal, I search for resources, And that's what I do. That's what I do. I search for resources and I set my goals according to the resources that I have, and I try to be kind of realistic. Yes, sometimes I sound unrealistic, but I try to be realistic, despite the fact that it doesn't look like that. I know. And yes, and then are other languages that my goal is intermediate, upper intermediate, or intermediate to upper intermediate, because it kind of depends. For instance, let's say Croatian. I won't study Croatian now, not next year, but I intend to study Croatian someday. I decided to use only one course, Teach Yourself Croatian. So of course that my goal will be between low intermediate and intermediate. It depends on the ability that I would develop to use the knowledge that I get from that course. And then Latvian. I'm not sure about Lithuanian, but I'm sure about Latvian. So my goal for Latvian is intermediate level, not low intermediate, not upper intermediate. So I will use 3 courses. Teach yourself for everything. Teach the old Teach Yourself edition for grammar, and colloquial Latvian for dialogues and vocabulary. So that's it. That's why I believe it's good having a list of languages, because if you have a list of languages, you set goals for every language, you get the resources for that language, and it helps you to organize your time and to see how far can you go. See you guys then.